How'd you get stuck on guard duty today?
Yeah, I didn't want to shovel.
Did you see that the lead siege engineer is asleep in the workshop again?
I don't know how he could fall asleep in there. Have you seen the size of the rats?
If I see any of them rats, I could hit him from about 100 yards out from here.
100 yards? No way.
Have you seen me with a bow? There's the reason why they gave me the bow.
What was that?
I don't know.
You take a position over there. I'll go check this out.
Aye, aye.
What? Where are the blueprints? Ah! Heavens me, I fear for my knowledge to be stolen. There was lots of buzz about my newest diagram. In order to keep it safe, I locked it and hid it away. Where could this engineer have hid it? The tree. Yeah, that's right. Damn, I'm good. When walls stand strong and glory we seek, I build my weapons strong and unique. With rams and ladders we break their pride, for the treasure we seek is kept inside. Siege. Oh yeah, payday.
Hello, welcome back. We finally recorded the obstacle course. Took us forever to get around to it. As you can see, it's a little snowy, a little cold. We had some really cold weather, couldn't get out here and do an obstacle course. But we found time to bring out the forever DM. He stopped playing D&D for one day. And here he is on set.
Greetings.
What a handsome fellow.
I'm going to be playing the part of world's least competent town guard, and in doing so, I will critique your performance. We'll see how you complete each of these steps. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. I spent a lot of time practicing lockpicking and knife throwing. I suck at knife throwing, and lockpicking was surprisingly easy.
While you were studying the blade, I was practicing to be a town guard.
Without any more preamble, let's get right into my first trial. So, first trial will be to get into the workshop. Door is locked. I have my lock picks. I need to do it as quietly as possible without the town guard noticing.
And I will be standing boredly over here waiting for the end of my shift. And hopefully I won't hear the lock being opened.
Well, I don't know how long lockpicking takes in D&D, but that was under a minute.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Honestly, I don't think if I wasn't listening for it to be keyed in that I would have even recognized it as lockpicking. I thought it was pretty good. The only critique I had is after you went in and closed the door, I would have totally been alerted.
Yeah, the door going...
The hinges need to be oiled on this one.
I know, I thought I was so sneaky, like door opened pretty quietly, and then I started closing the door and it's like...
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I think you would call that a success. If
Yeah.
I was 10 times more bored as a guard than I was right now, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next test?
Oh, watch out for there. This is the next trial.
Oh, okay.
You can clearly see an alarm for anyone entering the warehouse or the workshop. Trip this and alert the engineer on duty.
Which will be me back here. Am I sleeping or am I just hanging around?
In the lore, you are sleeping.
All right, I will do my best to play being sleeping.
The overworked engineer, he knows all about that.
Yeah, I do know. All right, let's get to it.
How was that, sir?
So, I did not hear the belt trap get disarmed at all. Pretty quiet on that one. The trick would have been seeing it first. But overall, I think that was also pretty quiet.
I think I did pretty good. The only noise I heard the bells make is when I set them on the ground.
I didn't even hear that, so you were quiet.
The fishing line, my knife wasn't sharp enough, and like I pulled on the fishing line, I was like,
Didn't
like
hear
a little.
Didn't hear it at all.
I
So,
did 2 cuts just to
All right.
do the fishing line.
yeah, if I was actually asleep, I don't think that I would have seen it or heard anything. Yeah, a success there too.
I agree.
All right, now this is the trial I am most worried for. I practice quite a bit of knife throwing, but I still am not very confident in my abilities. Knife throwing is quite difficult when it comes to actually using them effectively as a weapon.
In this trial, we're going to give you pretty much every advantage we can, besides actually giving you advantage. So, we're going to start with the rat is surprised, so you'll get your surprise round attack. Then, you'll get to win initiative, so you'll also get another thrown weapon attack on the rat.
I get 2 attacks.
You get 2 attacks
Very
just
nice.
because you win initiative. So we're going to assume that he wins initiative in this scenario. Based on your stats and the rat's AC, we're looking at like a 60% success rate at level 1. So if you can at least hit it once, then you'd be above average.
Do I get any movement in these turns? Oh, if I win initiative, I get a move round, don't I?
Yes, you
So
would
the-
get to take movement.
The first one could be from where I catch the rat, will be about 20 feet away.
You could move up if you wanted,
Yeah.
but that's not really...
And then I can move up.
Yeah, you could do that. Just don't get within 5 feet of it, otherwise you can have disadvantage on the thrown attack.
I won't get within 5 feet of it.
All right, we'll let you have that then.
Excellent.
Wow.
right, for the next challenge, don't let it go over your head. I'm going to be climbing this tree to get to that case.
You should be able to get to it as a level 1 rogue. But level 1 rogue isn't putting athletics or acrobatics as one of their class skills.
In D&D, if things don't go your way, you got to problem solve. So we'll see if I can get this down by any means necessary. With grace and poise, the case has been retrieved.
Now let's see if you can do that silently. Well, either way, the acrobatics required to kind of climb 3 feet up a tree. Shouldn't be that high, so I think that you passed that one, but I think you set the bar for yourself pretty low. Yeah, I'll call that a win.
I didn't think I was going to be able to climb it.
You're going to just ride on your 10-year-old self's climbing abilities?
No, the joke was why I said, you have to problem solve in D&D. I was going to say a town guard left his spear laying around and use it to cut the rope. Well, here we are. We're done with the obstacle course. Level 1 rogue. Do you think I qualify?
I do think you qualified. There was a couple points that I think you could have done better, but as a level 1 rogue, I don't think we're really expecting that much better. The lockpicking went pretty good. You were pretty quiet on all of them, except for maybe like the climbing. The sneaking around was pretty good as well. Looking at the numbers, the throwing knives is actually probably the hardest part of the challenge. Even within the framework of D&D as a game. You really only have like a 60% chance to hit something with a throwing knife with your stats. Only other option would be to improve your stats or stick to using weapons like short swords and stuff like that.
Yeah. If I was going to min-max on my stats as a human, dexterity definitely wouldn't be one that I should choose. I was modeling this after a rogue I've played before, so I thought throwing knives was cool. I'm glad I actually landed the knife.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, the fact that you got it the first time on camera, I was pretty happy with. In fact, you were so happy that you didn't get to throw a second knife.
One. Yeah, the climbing, I did not practice that, but since it was winter, it was just like, I didn't want to do that. Finding time to throw knives where it wasn't -20 outside was difficult as is. Lockpicking, yeah. Lockpicking surprisingly easy. Kind of scary to know that the lock on my garage can be picked by someone who's practiced lockpicking for a total of like 4 hours.
I would say that you're successful in your goal of making level 1 rogue. So congrats. You got a lot of XP to get to level 2 though.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting level 2. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being in the episode.
Anytime.
Till next time.
Yep.
Becoming the fighter. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And then I'll call it there. Okay, cool.
Are you doing the editing, Ryan?